Hi, I'm Alicia Mann from the Young News Network. Today we're going to talk about our thoughts on Merdeka. What we wanted to focus on was the concept of 1Malaysia. Everyone is talking about 1Malaysia these days, and after much discussions, arguments and thoughts with my peers, friends, people from the community, both young and old, we decided that 1Malaysia is all about tolerance. Tolerance is something that we as Malaysians have come to grow accustomed to in our lives. In our interview with Yasmin Ahmad, the late filmmaker said that it is parents who shape the thinking of the young and that children are colourblind until their parents teach them about the concept of different races.
I had a hunch that children were not race conscious until their parents teach them to be race conscious. You know, a lot of people blame the government for the racial, what's the word?
Separation.
Separation.
Yeah.
But I think before governments get into the way, I think parents get in the way. I know parents who teach their children to be racist. Yes, of course, because parents teach their children, number one. Number two, parents vote for governments. So parents are absolutely responsible for everything.
Based on that, we presented a scenario to different groups of young people to see what their reactions and thoughts are. The scenario depicts a non-issue that turned into a racial fight. And we wanted to hear what these young people have to say based on their first impressions of the scenario and what is it that really caused the fight.
Yo, hey, the queue's at the back.
Huh?
The queue's at the back, man.
In the back. But there's a spot here.
No, good for you. Get at the back.
But there's no line. There's no.
Yeah, there is a line. It's not my fault, right? You're wearing 4 eyes, so you cannot see. Go behind.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Go. Chinese.
Excuse me?
What?
Hold on. What Chinese you're talking about?
I'm talking about you, man. What
You
the
got a
fuck?
problem with Chinese now?
4 eyes.
What's wrong with you, lah?
You enter the queue. What?
Hey, I say I'm sorry. There's one empty spot here. I didn't see the line, lah.
I don't give man.
What's your problem,
I told
lah,
nicely,
Indian?
did you listen or not?
Hey,
Huh?
I told
China
you
man, don't bring race.
excuse.
Put your eye properly and talk.
Hey, I
What?
said I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Do I look like I care about your apology? I don't give a
What's wrong with you, like Indian?
A lot of things. You want to find out?
Oh really?
You want to find out the hard way?
Oh, like that, lah.
I'll kick here, man. What?
Oh really?
What?
Oh, just because
Say
you're Indian,
something
bigger
else. What?
size than me, you want
What?
to kick my now,
What?
lah.
Yeah, obviously.
What's wrong with you, like Indian? Hey,
So open your eye wide and talk lah.
Hey, I say I'm sorry already. What's your problem, lah?
I don't take apologies.
Stupid Indian man, you. Why?
People in
I say I'm sorry, lah.
Okay, this is simple.
Makan rojak je. Jangan. Makan rojak je.
Okay, it's okay.
Semua pernah makan.
Cendol also there, man.
Come on lah, wait, is this not worth it?
Don't worry about this kind of people, like this kind of sampah masyarakat, no, seriously. What name by name?
Oh, my name is Simon. Nice to meet you.
My name is Joel.
Oh, nice to meet you, Joel.
too.
Okay, nice to meet you.
It's good the way you handle it, like just walk away from it.
Yeah, I know.
Jangan beli yang macam tu. Memang cakap besar memang not us. Jangan.
Hey, what's your name?
Nama aku Samad.
Samad. Oh, you're Malay.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm Sam. Nice to meet you.
Hey man, thanks a lot for the help.
No problem, man.
What's your name?
Simon.
Simon.
Yeah, Simon.
This is your first Malay fella I know named Simon.
No, I'm not Malay. I'm Iban.
You're Iban?
Yeah, all the way from Kuching.
Alright man, good to meet you.
Okay.
Yeah, man. Fahad, Ash, nice to meet you. Hey guys, thanks for helping me out, man. I'll belanja you guys to Saboja, yeah?
No problem. Come.
What do you think actually happened there? What do you think
A
happened?
little misunderstanding, common misconception. They're just looking for a fight for no reason. They're just angry people. One race is fighting with another, which is not very good for one country. And the country, I think it will topple down if this happens everywhere in the country.
But it already does happen everywhere. I went to school.
But in
Even
the
when we're like having fun playing, they still use our race as an insult. Like, you know, they go like stupid Indian or like bloody Malay or Chinese lah. They still do that. We know they're joking, but they still use it. And I feel that it helps this kind of stuff to happen.
It provokes.
Yeah, provokes like it can go from that, can go from like playing to actual
fight.
arguments and fights that involve races. Like
insulted, and it's not very nice for one to call another with his or her race. So since we are all Malaysian, we call ourselves Malaysians. So why instead of calling friend or something, we call it Chinese, Indian, Malay? It's not that nice.
The way that the Indian man was talking also is not very polite. When the Indian man told the Chinese man should have just, like, he said sorry, but then the Indian man shouldn't have made up the fight.
In your own environment in school, like, do you hear people calling each other?
Yes, yeah. Insulted and hurt. And I feel like I just wanna say it back, but that will start a fight. Yeah, and I will get beaten up by a teacher.
Basically tolerate whatever they try to tell you. Like you just really can't be bothered. I mean, it's what they think, it's not what you think. And at the end of the day, it's you and yourself, and not some other guy who's making fun of you.
How many people on this table have ever called other people names?
We're taught that if someone calls you names, they're wrong and not us, so we don't have to feel bad about anything because they are the one that's on the wrong side, and calling them back or whatever just makes us like them. And so we just our reason for them saying that about us is that they're not so smart.
Yeah, stupid Malaysians. Did you have that thought that he might be helping Chinese?
Does it really actually matter? I mean, they were fighting. So to put the fight apart,
Anybody should.
doesn't matter which race we're in, just help the fight to resolve.
Do you think that now, because you're in this schooling environment, right, where you you are put in a position where you have to mix with different races, do you think that you will change when you grow up?
More or less, yes.
When you have a choice and then you start hanging out?
I don't think so. Well, we hang out together because we speak English. Because I think it's more about what language you speak, how you can communicate easily. Like if we speak English and the other person speaks English, then we usually
communicate better.
It's easier to communicate. Like over here, it's the people who speak Chinese and the people who speak English. So it's not so much race, but more of how you communicate and language.
One of the factors that will help unite or to solve this problem, eliminate racism.
It will help.
One of the many reasons.
You know, like from the time you start school, our friends, you know, sometimes they just let loose things like that, and as you grow up, some people, you know, you got some people who, they don't care, they just simply say as and as they like. Yeah, it's common, I mean, everybody, I guess, will go through it.
The sentiment is always there, but again, it's the outsiders who fuel the youngsters to, become more prejudiced among other races. For example, if you go all to these bloggers and everything, the racial sentiment is there, you know. If you read the articles from non-mainstream media, the articles is there, the prejudice is there. They feel the racial prejudice.
I think it's still the government. To me, it's the government lah. I mean, the propaganda, they say 1Malaysia and everything, but in the sense that in the parliament also you can see they are fighting amongst each other. So when you go outside, you can see Malay, Chinese, Indian hanging out together, nothing happen, but you still have that certain boundaries to obey lah. That's the thing lah. So as long as you can live together, be happy, then why not, right? You know, only the government lah, they do all this kind of stuff to create the tension. Yeah, the tension.